हरि ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः। ओम श्री महाविष्णवे नमः। ओम श्री महादेवाय नमः। ओम श्री महादुर्गाय नमः। ओम श्री राम रामाय नमः। ओम श्री सद्गुरवे नमः। ओम समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयम् नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। शङ्करं परमानन्दं ब्रह्मनिष्ठं यतीश्वरं भाष्यभ्रान्तिहरं वन्दे शुद्धज्ञानैकबोधकम्। ओम नमः शिवाय। 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 नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव। हरि ओम हरि ओम। We'll begin with the Shanti mantra. Om Vang me manasi pratishtita mano me vachi pratishtitam आविराविर्मयेति वेदस्य माणि स्तः श्रुतं मे मा प्रहासीः अनेनादितेनाहोरात्रान् सन्दधामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् अवतु वक्तारम्। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। हरि ओम। We shall chant mantra number 11, section 3, chapter 1. सईक्षत कथन्नु इदं मत्र ते स्यादिति सईक्षत कतरेण प्रपद्या इति सईक्षत यदि वाचाभिव्यावृतं यदि प्राणेन अभिप्राणितं यदि चक्षुषा दृष्टं यदि श्रोत्रेण श्रुतं यदि त्वचा स्पृष्टं यदि मनसा ध्यातं यदि अपानेन अभ्यपानितं यदि शीर्ष्णेन विसृष्टम् अथ कोहम इति. So Atma, Shuddha Atma alone was there before. Means all this creation was Shuddha Atma alone. Now also it is Shuddha Atma along with names and forms. Names and forms do not have a separate existence. So Atma alone expresses as names and forms and the various kriyas, various activities. So after creating the Loka and the Lokapalas, Ishwara also created the Anna to sustain this Loka and Lokapalas. So when this Anna was created, the Adipurush tried to catch this Anna with speech, but it was not possible for it to catch with speech. If he had caught Anna with speech, then we also would have caught the Anna with speech, would have felt satiated just by talking about food. Then he tried catching the food with prana, with eyes, with ears, with skin, with the mind, with the reproductive organ, but he could not catch the food with all these equipments. Finally, he tried to catch the food with apana, and he could catch. So apana is the one which catches the food. Therefore, apana is called annayu. It depends on food and it catches food. So yad vayuhu annayuhu va esha yad vayuhu. So that is apana. So the whole world with all the various functions and various uh, devtas and other jivas was ready, but still the world cannot exist without Ishvara. World cannot function without Ishvara. World will not have any purpose without Ishvara. So Ishvara thought, sa ikshata, ki kathanno idam matrate syat. He thought, how can this be without me? How can this world, how can this creation be without me? So ikshata katarena prapadya iti. Then it thought, let me enter this world. From where should I enter this world? It thought that if the speech does its function of speaking, if prana does this function of smelling, if eyes are doing the function of seeing, if ears are doing the function of hearing, if skin is doing the function of touching, if the mind is doing the function of meditating, and if apana is doing the function of catching the food, and if reproductive organ is doing the function of emission, then what is my role? Who am I? All this cannot function independently by themselves, and all this function for my sake. So I have to be present in this creation. Therefore, Bhagwan or Ishwara or Brahma is present in this creation. This world is not devoid of Brahma. Therefore, in Gita and Upanishad, elsewhere also, many mantras, many shlokas are there which reveal the same teaching that Ishwara pervades this entire creation. Isha vasyamidam sarvam, maya tatamidam sarvam, hari vyapak sarvatra samana, sarvam kalvidam brahma. So this message is given in this Upanishad also, that after creating this world, Bhagwan entered this world. So let us read Bhagwan Shankaracharyaji's commentary on this mantra and we will contemplate. Shankaracharyaji writes, Kisa evam lokapala sanghata stitim anna nimittam kritva. So Ishwara, creating this loka and lokapala, he maintained them through anna. The whole system is maintained by anna, by food. The world keeps going because of food. There is desire in the minds of jivas, and they act in order to fulfill their desires, and the whole show of this world goes on. If there are no desires, then the world will not function. So after creating this world and making it dependent on food, just like Pura Paura Tat Pala Itruhu Stiti Samam Swami Iva Ikshata, just like a king is there who has a kingdom, who has all people staying in his kingdom, and who has made all the arrangements in the kingdom. The proper facilities, proper resources are there in the kingdom. Then in that way the king will think that this whole kingdom is meant for me. Kathannu kena prakarena iti vitarkayan idam madrate mam antarena puraswaminam yadidam karya karana sanghata karyam vakshamanam kathannu khalu mam antarena syar parartham sat. Because all this, whatever functions here, is because of me. See, this we will understand. Suppose I buy a small plot of land, then I hire the builder and architect and all to design a beautiful house. Then all the workers, they work to build that house, and the house has all the facilities. It has got various rooms, it has got electricity and water. So the entire house is ready, but that house will be incomplete if I don't live in that house. Because that house is built not for the sake of the house only. The house is not built for the sake of the bricks or the stones or the cements or the wires or the waters or the fans or the air conditionings, but the house is built for the owner of the house, the user of the house. Similarly, this entire material world, Akash, Vayu, Agni, Jal, Prithvi, with so many lokas, and the bodies of so many different beings, they are also made from the same material. Like my body, not only the physical body, but even the subtler body is made from the material of this world only. So material world is made, but without the enjoyer, without the what call the master, this world will be useless, world will be incomplete, the world will not be the world. Because all this is parartham. For example, we buy a beautiful car. So the car is very beautifully made. There are various features in the car. Nowadays, the car comes with so many features. They have like a computer inside that car, which can intelligently think also. So it can manage the temperature within the car, the other system within the car, even while reversing or going forward or changing lanes and all. The car is alert, the computer is alert. It shows the road, it shows the traffic, it alerts the driver. So all this system is there in the car. But the car is not meant for the car, for the different parts of the car. The car is not meant for the driver of the car also. The car is meant for the owner. So I, the owner, I sit in the car and direct the driver to take me to my destination. Though the driver is also sitting in the car, but he is not the owner. I am the owner. For my sake, the driver is driving, the car is moving, all the engine is functioning, all this is happening for my sake. Similarly, this world functions for sake of Ishwara, who is residing in the heart of all beings. So here, when Bhagwan created this world, he thought that I should enter this world. I should enter these bodies of all beings and remain there to enjoy this world, to be the witness of all the activities, because all the activities are happening, will happen for my sake. This is very interesting and important. यदि वाचा अभ्यावृतम इत्यादि केवलम एव वाग व्यवहारणादि तन निरर्थकम च. If all the activities of speech and ears and nose and eyes are happening only for their own sake, then it is fruitless, it is useless. Eyes are watching for whose sake? Not for the sake of the eyes. The information about what the eyes are watching is passed on to the mind. But watching is not happening for the sake of the mind. The information from there is passed on to the buddhi. Buddhi analyzes the whole thing. But the seeing is not happening for the sake of buddhi. It goes to ahankar. I am seeing, I am hearing, I am tasting. But it is not happening for the sake of ahankar also. It is happening for my sake. The Pratyagatma, who is the witness of this ahankar also, who is the witness of the mind, the intellect, the body, and the world. So in the beginning, when all this was created, Bhagwan thought that I should also enter this world. Paurvandyadibihi prayujyamanam swami artham sat tat swaminam antarena asatteva swamini tadvat. Just like the kingdom is there, and all these ministers and all these darbaris, and even there are some poets who sing praises of the king, but king himself is not be there. If he is not there in the kingdom, then what is the use of praising? For whom are you praising? Whom are you worshipping? So Ishwara has to be there in this world. In fact, no vyavahar can take place without Ishwara. The very fact that vyavahar, transaction happens in this world, that means Ishwara is present in this world. Just like a pot, the very fact that we can transact with this pot, we can put water in it, we can utilize it, that means there is clay is present in this pot. If clay is not present, then we cannot put water in this pot. Now, for example, there is a mirror and you can see the pot in the mirror. You can see the pot in the mirror. There is this pot in my hand And there is the pot in the mirror. Which pot is real? The pot in my hand is real. The pot in the mirror is false. Why this pot is real? Because it has got clay in it. The pot in the mirror doesn't have clay in it. If this is understood, the world in front of us is real because it has Ishwara in it. But if we think that the world is devoid of Ishvara, if we think the world is devoid of that Brahma, then the world which we have in our head, devoid of Brahma, is false, is mithya. The world in our head, where we think it is devoid of Brahma, is false. The world in front of our eyes is not false, it's true, because it has Brahma in it. It is pervaded by Brahma. So those who call this world in front of us as mithya, it is wrong. Their thinking is wrong. Their understanding of Vedanta is wrong. Their thinking is wrong. World is not wrong. Their understanding is false. World is not false. So Ishwara, he thought, let me enter this world. Shankaracharya writes further, Tasman maya parena swamina adhishtatra kritakrita phala sakshi bhutena bhoktra bhavitavyam purassevar ajna. Just as the king enters the kingdom and stays in the kingdom, enjoying the glories of the kingdom, similarly, Ishvara also thought that let me enter this world, let me enter every jiva and remain there as bhokta and as sakshi. Krita krita phala sakshi bhutena, whatever is done, whatever activities are happening, let me remain there as sakshi, as witness. And whatever results they come, let me enjoy those results. So Ishvara is present in us. Ishvara sarva bhutanam riddeshe natishthati. Ishvara is present in all the beings. And how is he present in all? As Sakshi, as the witness. He witnesses every action which is happening. He witnesses every thought, every emotion which is happening. And the result ultimately goes to that Ishvara alone. Aham hi sarva bhutanam bhokta cha prabhureva cha. In Gita also Bhagavan says, I am the bhokta, I am the prabhu in all the beings. So yadi nama etat samvrita karyasya pararthatvam pararthinam mam chetanam antarena bhavet pura paura karyam iva tat swaminam atha koham. If the function of this body and the function of this world were to happen without me, then who am I? It is not possible, Bhagavan thought. Without me, how is it possible? So, who am I? What is my nature? How can I be the Swami? I can be the master of this creation without being part of this creation. So Bhagavan is part and parcel of this creation, witnessing the entire creation, but very interesting, without getting affected by the creation, by the ups and downs of the creation. So I, the Ishwara, am witnessing this world and witnessing every activity which is happening in this body also, without getting affected by the ups and downs of this body in this world. But you may say, no, I get affected. If we get affected, that is just due to avidya, not really getting affected. We think that we are getting affected. That is the main cause of all our suffering. There is no real suffering, but we think we are suffering. We think we are getting affected. So the Ishvara is present in us as the Sakshi, as the Bhokta, without getting affected. So let us take another example. Same example of this pot. This pot is made from clay, which is the soil. That soil is formed from these 5 elements only, which has undergone the first Trivrit Karanam. But before that first Trivrit Karanam, it was the 5 elements. So Prithvi Tattva is there. That Prithvi Tattva is made from water Tattva. The Prithvi Mahabhut has come from water. The water has come from fire. The fire has come from air. And the air has come from space. Space has come from that Atma. So let us just, for our understanding, think from space. So this pot is the creation of space. Space alone got transformed into this pot. Space alone got transformed into this pot. Space is present in and through this pot. Now see, listen carefully. Space is present in this pot. But that space doesn't get affected by the pot. The pot gets broken, space doesn't get broken. The pot has got a shape, the space doesn't have a shape. So the space which is present in this pot remains there without getting affected. Now see, space is not only present in the pot, which is seen as a pot, but space is also present inside the pot without getting transformed. space is transformed as pot, but without transformation, the space remains as space in the pot. If this is understood, in the same way, our body and our Sukshma Sharir is like the pot. Ishwara alone has transformed into this gross body as well as subtle body. Ishvara or the Brahma alone is transformed into this gross body and the subtle body. That Brahma is present in this body. But Ishvara is also present as the Pratyagatma, as the innermost self, without getting transformed, as he is. So our body is also Ishvara. That Atma, Antaratma is also Ishvara. Body is transformed Ishvara. Atma is untransformed Ishvara. So after creating the body, though Ishvara is present in the body, he said, let me enter the body as I am, as the Sakshi, as the Bhokta. This Akash in this pot is that Maha Akash only, which has as though entered this pot and remains in this pot as the Sakshi of the pot. Similarly, Ishvara, entering this world, remains as the Sakshi of this world and as the Bhokta. So, atakoham it is Swarupa kasya va Swami. So, if I don't enter, then what is my nature and whose master am I? So, I am the master of this universe. I have to be present in this universe. See, Ishvara is also Anadi Ananta. And Ishvara Shakti, which we call Maya or Prakriti, is also Anadi and Ananta because it is not different from Ishvara. And his Prakriti alone expresses as this world. So the world is also Anadi and Ananta. Only thing is the world becomes manifest and becomes unmanifest. When it becomes unmanifest, it remains as the pure Brahma. And when it becomes manifest, it expresses as names and forms. But even in the names and forms, Brahma is present. So this you have to understand, remember, contemplate. And then we look at ourselves and meditate. We will know that the innermost self is that Brahma alone. And this world which we see in front of us is also Brahma. Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. Neha Nanasti Kinchana. Other than Brahma, nothing else is there. Means everything is Brahma. Everything is there and everything is Brahma. You don't have to negate everything. You have to assert that everything is Brahma. Okay? So Shankaracharya writes further. Yadi aham karya karana sanghatam anupravishya vagadi avivyavruta vrutadi phalam na upalabheya rajeva purama avishya adhikrata purusha krita krita vikshanam न कश्चिन् माम् अयं सन एवं रूपः च इति अधिगच्छेत् विचारयेत्. If Bhagwan was not present in this world, if he was not present in this world, then we would have not recognized Bhagwan in any way. Then it is not possible to recognize Bhagwan. But since he is present in this world, through the world we can recognize Bhagwan, we can recognize Ishwara, we can recognize that Brahma. Just like an ornament, the ornament has got beautiful shape, it has got beautiful form and beautiful name, and we get so attracted towards that form. But if we want to know gold, we have to approach that form alone. Through that form alone, we can recognize gold. Gold is not the form, but the form is gold. Gold is not an ornament, but the ornament is gold. Brahma is not the world, but the world is Brahma. Hydrogen and oxygen is not liquid or solid or steam, but liquid, solid, steam are hydrogen and oxygen alone. So without this world and without Ishvara being present in this world, we will not recognize him as Sat, as of this nature. Viparye tu yoyam vagadi abhivyartadi idam iti veda sasan vedana rupas cha iti adhigantavyoham syam यदर्थम इदम संहतानां वागादीनां अभिव्याहृतादि यथा स्तंभ कुट्यादीनां प्रासादादि संहतानां स्व स्व अवयवैः असंहत परार्थत्वं तद्वत् इति. Shankaracharya gives the example of the house. The house has got so many different features: the doors, the windows, the walls, the ceilings. But the entire house with all these features are meant for the owner of the house. Similarly, this world is meant for the Ishvara. Through this world, we can recognize that Ishvara. So since this world is meant for Ishvara, without Ishvara it is incomplete. Therefore, after creating this world, Ishvara thought, let me enter this world. And he thought, from where should I enter this world? It is like space. After creating the pot, thought that let me enter this pot. It is the way of saying, though when the world is created, Ishvara is present there, but modified as the world. Ishvara now enters the world unmodified as he is. See, sometimes we work in our own house. We wear different dress, and we clean the house, Diwali cleaning. So we clean everything, and lot of dust fall on our body also, and we also start looking like some dusty person only. But then I am somebody coming there to the house, and when he sees me, he will not be able to recognize me. He will say, "Pata nahi kaun hai." Then I go to my bathroom, clean myself, then wear nice dress, suited, putted, coated, tied, and walk out. And then that person recognizes me. "Arey, he is the owner of this house." Similarly, Ishwara is present in our body, our mind, our senses, our ahankar is present, but he is unrecognizable there. Ishvara is also present as our innermost Atma, the Pratyek Atma, the Kshetrajna. And there we can recognize Ishvara as Ishvara, because there he is present as Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Anandam. In Ahankar, he is not present as Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Anandam. Ahankar keeps on crying. In body, he is not present. He is present there, but he is not recognizable, because the body keeps on changing. Body dies. Ishvara doesn't die. Mind changes. Ishvara doesn't change. So it becomes difficult to recognize Ishvara there. So we have to dive within ourselves, deep within, and there we can recognize Ishvara as he is in his pure form. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham Manobuddhyahankara Chittani Naham Nacha Shrotra Jivve Nacha Grana Netre Nacha Vyoma Bhumir Natejo Navayuhu Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. So Ishvara out of himself created this world, but he got so modified in this world that it becomes difficult to recognize him. So he is expressing as names and forms and different beings and different activities. But after entering this world, Bhagavan is also present as himself pure, as Sakshi, as Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. So all this is dramatically revealed here when Bhagavan thought that let me enter this world, let me enter this being. So, evam ikshitvat katarena prapadya iti, he thought, from where should I enter? From where should I enter? See, one big houses and all, they may have different entrances, different doorways to enter. But some of these doors will be reserved only for the workers to enter, for the sevaks to enter. They will not be, the sevaks and all will not be allowed to enter from other side. But there is one special door which is meant only for the master to enter. Similarly, in this body also, all these devatas, they entered this body from different directions and occupied their places. the ear, the eye, the nose, even the pranas. But Ishwara has got his special door to enter. So fascinating, I tell you. Shankaracharya ji writes कि प्रपदं च मूर्धा च अस्य संघातस्य प्रवेश मार्गौ. He says there are two main doors to enter this body. One is from the feet. From the feet also there is a doorway to enter. The pranas, they enter through the feet. And there is a doorway on top, murdha. There is a doorway right on top of our head, on the skull. Little children and all, when they are born, this portion remains very soft. So that is also another door. So anayo katarena margena idam karya karana sangata lakshanam puram prapadyeya iti. So from where should I enter? Bhagwan thought कि कहाँ से मैं प्रवेश करूं? Shankaracharya writes that Ishwara does everything after thinking, like an intelligent person. Before acting, thinks. So evam ikshitva na tavan mat dhrutyasya pranasya mama sarvarthadi kritasya pravesha margena prapadabhyam adaha prapadde. Bhagavan thought that this the doorway through the feet, it belongs to prana. And prana is my sevak, he is my servant, and he is sarvadhikari. He is the chief executive officer. See, prana is the chief executive officer of Bhagavan. All the activities are controlled by this prana, not only of an individual, but the entire creation. Prana is the sarvadhikari of Ishwara. So even this body, the prana enters in the body and controls all the functioning of this world, of this body. But the pravesh dwar of prana is through the feet. So Bhagavan thought that how can I enter through this feet? I cannot enter from this doorway where my sevak he enters. So another door which is specially reserved for Bhagavan to enter, nobody else can enter there. And that is on the top of our head. Kim tarhi parisheshadasya murdhanam vidharya prapaddeyam iti loka iva ikshitakari. He thought, let me enter from the top. So this is the doorway which opens into the Sushumna Nadi. So Bhagavan entered from here. Nobody else can use that door. So then, how did he enter? In the next mantra, it is said, let us chant. Mantra number 12. Sa etameva simanam vidaryai taya dvara prapadyata saisha vidrutir nama dvah tadetad nandanam tasya traya avasatha तस्य त्रय आवसथाः त्रय स्वप्नाः अयम् आवसतः अयम् आवसतः अयम् आवसत इति. Most beautiful mantra, very sublime. We will see the literal meaning of this mantra and go into details in our next class. So, sa etam eva simanam vidarya. So, Bhagwan opened this space, this point on the top of our head, and opening the door from there, he entered, splitting that place and creating an opening. He entered from there. Sa etam eva simanam vidarya. Vidaryai taya dvara prapadyata. Even now, if you just hold your finger or touch it and all, it has got a special sensation also. In acupuncture, this point is named as do 20, which is commanding, is a commanding point which controls all the acupuncture points of the body. Very important point. So Saisha Vidrutir Nama Dvaha. So this Dwar is called Vidruti. It is split open and Ishwara entered. So it is called Vidruti. Tadetan Nandanam. It is also called Nandanam because it is the giver of joy. It is giver of bliss, giver of happiness. One who exits from that door becomes one with Brahma and gains that eternal happiness. Therefore, it is called Nandanam. And tasya traya avasatha, traya swapnaha. And Bhagwan, after entering, he has got three places inside the body. He has got three places where he stays. Very interesting. He stays in the eyes, he stays in the throat, he stays in the heart. And there are three swapnas, three dreams, Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. Ayam avasata, ayam avasata, ayam avasata iti. So this is the place of his residence, this is the place of residence, this is the place of residence of Ishwara. More about this we will see in our class on Monday. So till then you take care, be happy, safe, peaceful, healthy, do your work, do your sadhana. Listen to the pravachan again, contemplate, meditate, and just become aware of the glory of Ishvara who is present in you. Okay? Hari Om. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. 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 Jaya Jaya Ram. Jaya Jaya Ram. बोलिए सियावर रामचंद्र भगवान की जय. ओम पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरि ओम.